That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to an Always Irish After Dark edition of the radio program. Look at the backdrop, folks. We're creating ambiance here at the Always Irish Show. We're creating ambiance. I got Notre Dame Stadium behind me in the South Bend moonlit backdrop. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. I really am. Jay Lehman can't stay. Quick thumbs up. Appreciate you very much. I got to tell you right now, early and often, I'm telling you, this chat's scary. There's too many people I know and too many people that I don't want to know that are here. I don't know any other way to say it. Thanks for being here, folks. Here's the deal today. Here's the deal. The deal is, there is so much going on in Notre Dame football at an atypical time of the year. There's just been a lot, and I just thought it was a great night to open it up for anything and everything. Anything and everything. I know Saturday night is not the most common night. I don't know if I've ever gone on a Saturday night except for a couple post-game shows. I've done Friday nights. I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know if there'll be a lot of people, no people, a lot of phone calls, no phone calls. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have fun. So good to see all the regulars here, the whole setup crew from the tailgate at the Blue and Gold. I saw Adam was in here. Craig's in here. Stay tuned about 30 more seconds. Somebody else might be here. Half the group's going to love it. Half the group's going to hate it. Stay tuned. You might find out. Stay tuned and you might find out. What's the number to call, John? 312-900-8815. You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Give it a call. And I've had a bunch of people asking me what the damn number is. Nobody looks at the scroll at the bottom. I had 3 people in the chat before we started asking what the number is. It's there all the time. My rhymes must not work. Nobody listens to my rhymes. Come on. Oh, boy, that's frustrating. Anyways, thanks for anybody that spends a Saturday night here with me. I appreciate it. But Notre Dame stuff's going on. And you guys need to have a say. You need to have a voice. You need to have an outlet. Nobody likes a Notre Dame commentator who just says, guess what? I know everything. None of you can have an idea. I don't want to hear your voice. That's not good for the group. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you think. Okay, so the program's on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps me as well. Thanks for that. Notifications on. You're alerted every time new episode drops. You don't want to miss it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnD@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. You could get me. Call-in line 312-900-8815. Fighting Irish Wire. Read about it every day. You type it in your computer, or in your phone, your mobile device. You type those words in, Notre Dame information comes out. It's amazing how that works. I got an article posting soon about the future direction of the Notre Dame program. I wrote it this afternoon. I don't know when it's going to post, but it's exploring the new path for Notre Dame. And some things have changed that make the direction, I think, very, very clear and obvious to me. Whether Notre Dame can make it work in their favor or not is yet to be determined, but the path now is super, very obvious to me, okay? So couple things right away. Number one is congratulations to all the Notre Dame guys that have been drafted, going to be drafted, Mayor got screwed over, whatever it is, what it is. Congratulations to all those guys. Also, I want to make sure I mention this. In the midst of some of the negativity, a lot of the questions about Notre Dame and what's going on with the program, it's been a adventurous last week. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Domer Guy 88, let him cook. I'm glad to see my videos making the rounds. Glad to see that. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have as many outbursts with Freeman as I do with Kelly. I just don't. There's not as many opportunities for those, but that was one the other day. So whatever, whether people agree or disagree, I'm glad it's out there. Whatever, it's how I feel, and you can tell. And I almost stroked out and died over it. So you know I meant it. You can't fake that. Not my proudest moment, but it happens. I'm not proud of losing control like that. Sometimes it just happens when you're talking about Notre Dame. Sorry about that. So congratulations. All the guys getting drafted. Congratulations for Notre Dame. We love that, obviously. And then a little positivity. All these questions, what's going on with the roster, this and that. Isaiah Canyon, 6'3" wide receiver. Yes, sir, all day. Give me that. I love that. Legacy D lineman, Bryce Young, in the fold now, announced today. Beautiful. Love that. Like positions in need. We need depth. All of that. The legacy aspect, I love. All of that is absolutely beautiful, and I love it. The only problem here is Mark with glasses says, the first 3 and out, and I want Parker fired. Well, if you're going by that philosophy, you wanted Reese fired 20 years ago. So I hope you're consistent if you're going to go that way. But what I wanted to say is the only negative with this recruiting in 2024, Michigan's in first place in the 2024 recruiting rankings. And I'm going to tell you this. I mean this genuinely from the bottom of my heart. It hurts me because their recruiting's taken a upswing, a legitimate upswing. Like I go at them and I hate them, and you all know how much I hate them, and you all know that. The longer you've been around here and the longer you've known me, the longer you know that. Their recruiting has taken an uptick, and it bothers me. So whatever. And you know what else? It's not going to dip anytime soon because they don't play a real game until November 11th against Penn State. They literally have 2 months of warm-up games leading up to Penn State. They don't play anybody until mid-November, second week. So they're going to be fine, and I hate it. Quite frankly, I do. So, all right, we got a super chat already. I appreciate that, and I don't want to miss it. Here we go. We got a $10 holler. Thoughts on Al Washington's recruiting so far? He landed a big recruit today, but still no pure pass rusher. The recruiting and the production got to get a little better there. At the same time, all I ever hear is positive stuff about Al Washington. I hear a lot of good things. Like when I sniff around, I don't hear a bunch of negativity from within the program or people asking what's up with this or that. But we've discussed a million times. This is the years of the Als. Al Golden, Al Washington, you got to tighten it all up. What's interesting is all the attention was about the defense getting better and all that, and all the offensive stuff changed now, and now we're starting to talk about the offense again. So it really upsets me. Michigan is first in that ranking. They have done a better job, and they're getting some quality guys. It's early, but here's what I'll say. As much as I hate Michigan, I call it like I see it. Their recruiting's taking an uptick, and I don't like it, okay? We got a couple very interesting phone calls. But before we do that, let's do a little something else. Welcome to the show, Pat. He's here, baby. Half of you wanted him. Half of you didn't want him. Half of you ran your mouth. He's here. What's up?
I'm here, baby.
Yeah,
let's do this. Let's do this.
Here's the deal. Every time Pat calls in on the morning show, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 9 to 11, be there, be square, by the way. Every single time Pat calls in, people go after him. They go after him. They want a piece of him. They're talking trash to him in the chat here. I am telling you right now, Pat is live. Give the guy a call. Give the guy a call. If you are somebody that wants to go after Pat about anything that he said or any of his Notre Dame positions, feel free to do it. So 312-900-8815 is going to be the number for this evening. And anybody who wants to go at Pat, feel free. We got a bunch of calls, Pat. What should I do? Open up the lines?
So yes, we should open up the lines, John. But I just need to say this, that first of all, brother, I love you. Your show, it's hysterical. It's fun. Your take, it's awesome. It's great to be here. I love doing this with you. I finished 18 today at noon, and so I have been drinking for the last 8 hours. I don't drink while
thanks for announcing that. Appreciate it.
I don't drink while I golf. Oh, you just fucking made my face fat.
Yeah, right, that was a mistake. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. How do you unzoom? My God.
Yeah, don't zoom, brother. Don't zoom, man. If my wife sees that, I'll be divorced in the morning. Whoa. But it's great to be here. And here's the thing. Obviously, a lot of people have battled me in the chat, and probably 95% of you, I have respected your comments. I have respected your arguments. I have respected your positions. I have told you so. I have told you where I disagree with you. I've told you where I disagreed with you. But at the same time, you know, all of us are usually coming from the same position of we want to see a better Notre Dame. Others don't come from that position. Others say they want that, but they don't do that. Here's your chance. Call. There's a number at the bottom of the screen, 312-900-8815. Call. You want to come at me? You want to come at me? Come at me. This is your chance. This is your chance. Come get it. Come get it.
Look at this. Pat, look at this from my brother.
I know, yeah, your brother. Your Andrew.
$5 not to zoom on your faces again.
No, I don't blame him for that. I used to thought I had 2 chins. Now when you zoomed in, I had 4 chins. What the hell is that, John?
That's that's your half of that's your problem, not my camera work, pal.
And,
now wait a second. Wait. What do we got? Cousin Luke, here comes the hate. Cousin Luke, give me your area code and call in. Let me know your area code so I know it's you. Dial the number, call in and debate with Pat anything you disagree with.
What do you got to say? Come on. You got balls? You have balls? Come on, let's go. Let's do this.
Hey, they asked for this. I'm giving them every opportunity. The phone lines are there. Seriously, they're there for a reason. So if you want, nobody could say I'm being soft or protecting the situation or whatever. I'm making it available. Anybody who wants to go at Pat, call them in. Now, the first call here, Pat, is...
I know. I think we got one we got to get to, right?
The first call that I got here, I recognize the number. I'm not going to lie. And it's got to be somebody in my family. So I got to figure out who it is. It's somebody in my family. They usually don't call.
Before you do it, because I just want to say.
That is nice. I like that.
I gave you one of these at the tailgate.
You did. I still have it. All right, let's see what it is. This is somebody in my family. Let's see which one. You're on the air.
Hey, John. This is Always Irish Senior.
Always Irish Senior on the air. Thanks for calling.
What's going on?
Hey, just so everybody knows,
Tim,
just so everybody knows, this is my father and the main reason I am the way I am. So if you're wondering how it happened, you got the guy on the air. Dad, what do you make of this? Did you join just to talk to Pat or what?
Of course he did, John. John, has Tim ever called?
I just wanted to say hi to Pat, Lauren, Adam, Rudy, and Craig. And say, hey, it was great to see him at the tailgate last week, which was fun. And I wanted to set something with Adam. Remember at the game, the Blue Gold game, and Adam said, I can't believe you got a kid that's so outrageously and crazy, and you're so calm and laid back.
Yeah.
You remember him saying that? And I'm like, back when Notre Dame was relevant, I was every bit as crazy as you. Things were flying across the room. My dad was throwing shit across the room. I mean...
But what? There was just no internet? So there was just no damn internet, so nobody saw it? Is that the difference?
It's got to be it. Yeah, we're in the family room there watching the game, and pool cues are being broken, and balls are flying around. My dad's running up and down, screaming and yelling. I mean, that's how it was.
Hey, it runs in the family.
Tim, I did this to you at the spring game. I got to ask again. You're proud of your son?
Is he? I'd be scared if I started this.
What's that?
You got him? Can you hear Pat when he's talking to you?
Can you hear me, Tim?
Not real good.
Oh.
What do you say?
He was running his mouth asking if you were proud.
No, I know the answer. John, I already know the answer. He told me at the spring game. So I just want Always Irish Nation to hear your dad's response to, are you proud of your son and what he's produced?
I'm totally proud.
Hey,
Yes, I am.
listen, it's a way to keep Grandpa Kennedy's legacy going. You're the way you are, and I'm the way I am because of the way your dad was, because him and Frank were contemporaries, and that's how we grew up in Notre Dame fandom, is through that. And Frank and his success and that legacy and all of that.
It's totally true, yeah. I mean, I had classmates, my guys from the football team, would want to come over to our house to watch us watch the game. I mean, they weren't Notre Dame fans, but they wanted to watch us, and we'd go crazy and throw shit around the room. I mean,
that's so true.
Hey,
so true.
They would just come over, and that was their entertainment.
Hey, so this isn't even my fault. I'm glad we have the evidence out now that everybody could see. There's no choice I had. This was just how it was going to be. Dad, let me ask you this. What do you make of Marcus Freeman so far? It's been a rough road, year and a half, a lot of challenges. Where do you think this is all going? Do you still feel good about him and his different vision than Kelly? Or in the modern world of college football, is it just too hard for Notre Dame to get over the hump? What do you really think?
I love him and his energy to recruit, and I still say I think the university holding him back. That's just the way they do things over there. Everything's got to be harder. We have to have our values and everything, and it holds them back. If you take the reins off and let somebody just go crazy and go, and I don't mean let your academics go to hell, but just enough. And if you look back in the history of Notre Dame, I don't care. Freaking the Gipper was a freaking gambling and dancing guy. He was down at that hotel in South Bend every freaking night. I guarantee you, Leahy didn't make everybody in the freaking Army or Navy, wherever he was recruiting these guys, take a freaking test. Say you want to come to Notre Dame, but you got to take this test first. They weren't all the geniuses. Lou, we know what Lou did. Lou got players over there, and look what he did. The problem is there's all these freaking people your age haven't seen how much fun it is, how cool it is to win a national championship. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's been so freaking long, it's even going to be, it could be, I mean, it changed your life. You'll be so happy. I swear to God.
Well, but the problem, now, Dad, the problem with that is, and this is what I'm afraid of with my generation and younger, at least my generation, like I'm vaguely attached to the last time we accomplished something. The problem is we're getting so far down the generations here that not a lot of people remember what it was like for us to win. And then the standards go down. And half of those people that are like 22 think Kelly was the God's end all be all at Notre Dame for what he did because they don't know anything else. They've never seen anything else.
I agree. They're used to just the winning 8 games, 9 games, 10 games, and they go to a game, buy their freaking jerseys and shit, look at the dome, walk around, and go home, and they're happy.
Yeah.
Seriously, their standards are freaking just every year get lower and lower, and they just don't realize what it takes and what it would feel like. The grandfathers are all dying off. I mean, indeed, they just lose that connection with how it was.
Yeah, you're losing that's the risk when you have that generational gap between winning things. Like it really is. And so
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's rough. What do you make of Notre Dame's situation right now with Buckner leaving? You got Hartman you feel good about. And then after that, it looks like you're going to need one of the young guys, either Minchie or Carr, to come in there and take the reins early to keep this thing on track. What do you make of that dynamic? I feel bad for Buckner, man. Buckner's had nothing but bad luck, bad timing, bad injury, bad luck. Rough road. I don't blame him for going somewhere else. What do you make of this?
I don't know. I have a little different view on it. Everybody talks about Notre Dame being you got it, Notre Dame, the greatest education you're going to get. You're going to go there and play football. You're getting this great education. Your life's going to be set. And he freaking leaves and goes to Alabama.
He wants to play, Dad.
that
He
kinda
wants to
pisses me
play.
off.
He likes Notre Dame, but he
Hold on,
wanted
hold
to
on.
play.
Wait,
I don't
wait,
play when
wait.
the guy wants to
Wait.
play.
He's not.
Hold on. Wait.
He's not
Tim,
gonna start
Tim.
down there. The guy, I just can't see it. If he starts down there, then what did Rudy's brother say? His opinion of Notre Dame has gone down the shitter. Well,
Yeah.
the opinion of Alabama's gone down the shitter.
That's good. I
You
like
know,
that. That's great. That's beautiful. That's a good one.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
If you're going to dress for Notre Dame, my opinion of Notre Dame's just gone down the shitter. Well, it's same thing. So, I don't know. I like the guy. He's a great kid. I hope he does good. But I don't know. I think he's
Tim,
hoping for something that's not going to happen down there.
Yeah.
Tim, as a longtime Domer fan, I have to believe you want the best for the kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And how about Tommy Reese? How do you feel about Tommy?
I didn't hear what he
He said, how do you feel about Tommy boy?
Reese?
Yeah.
I never did like Tommy Reese, but I just think he tore our quarterback room to pieces. I don't know. I just never respected him as a guy that was going to, turn our quarterbacks around. I never saw it.
Now, how much of that do you put on
Yeah.
Kelly? Kelly was a big part of everything going on there. How much of that do you put on Kelly versus what Reese wanted? It seemed like when the 1 year Kelly ditched, then the quarterback recruiting improved. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a combination of both of those guys. I don't know. Something wasn't there. Something wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm hoping that this quarterback situation works out good. You're going to have some quality guys coming in there, and hopefully these guys coach them up, and they're going to be ready to go instead of listening to that. Well, they're not ready to go yet, and then another goes by. Well, they're not ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Well, what have they been doing?
Yeah. We
Picking
live
up
on
the balls and throwing in a ball bag.
I'm telling you,
Work with them.
We live on potential. I can't believe how much potential Notre Dame fans exist off of. It is always maybe next year, maybe this will come together. If this, it's always the next thing. I don't know. I think if Hartman stays healthy, this offense takes a big jump moving forward in 23. 24 is my concern. You need one of them young guys to grab it by the horns and say, I'm the guy here. That's what I think you're looking at. And I know you like what you've seen in Carr. You've looked at some of his camp stuff. I hope he can come in and play right away, but I don't know if that's putting too much on him or if that's fair. I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. I think just let him go.
Yeah, let him go. Well, you got to let him go and then let him grow.
What did Devine do with Montana? He was like the fifth freaking quarterback. Look what he ended up doing. You got to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this guy's coming in with all the guns going. Everybody's saying he's the best. Make him prove it, and throw him out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. You're gonna have to work.
He's
been working with the best people his whole life now, and he better, get him going.
Yeah, it's the one path we haven't done lately. And the reason we haven't done it lately, and by the path, I mean a young guy you could trust to start early. The reason we haven't done it is Kelly never recruited well enough to have a guy that could come in that they trusted to be able to freaking do it. What was your overall take on Kelly? What do you think of Kelly? Give the people that, Dad. What do you think of old Brian there?
I never liked Kelly. I don't care. I never liked him.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that? His attitude? Was it the lack of the high level results? What is it? All of it.
I don't think all the above.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy really, after a certain point in his career there, I don't think he just was kind of like just cruising along and waiting for this opportunity, which, with LSU come and he's going to bail out and see you later.
Yeah, he did. He did good on the exit. That's about as good of an exit as you could do. I credit him for that.
He had that set up real nice. Yeah, that worked out perfect for him.
Yeah, man, but, it's it's tough. So
the way I look at it, it pisses me off. Is I sit there and I think the first 30 years that I've been on this stupid earth, we won 4 championships in my life. 66, 73, 77, 88. The next 35, you know how many we want? 0.
Yeah, and
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and you know what else? You know what that overlaps with, Dad? My whole freaking life. So thanks for nothing. My whole damn life. No trophies. Thanks for nothing. I'm blaming you.
Exactly.
I'm blaming you. What happened? Right when I came here, everything went to shit. Can I blame you for this?
You can't blame me, but I sure as hell didn't help the situation.
But Dad, do you know how sad it is for me and Pat to have to go to you and go, talk to me about what it felt like when we were the best. Tell people what it felt like when we were the best, Dad. I wouldn't know anything about it. Tell the people what it's like when we're the best. And you can walk around town knowing that. What does it feel like? I don't know.
Well, it feels pretty good. Yeah, guess another story. Here's my story.
God.
We win the championship.
Yeah.
I get this wood. I make the play like a champion sign, and I spent hours and hours getting the numbers, everything right, and the dates. I wrote them all in. It's the 88, and I said, you know what? When they win their next one, I'm going to finish this sucker and just paint it and have it. And I've got the play like a champion sign up there, but basement steps coming down. 88. There's not a damn thing after that. There it sits. Now tell me, what the hell is that? I worked my ass off on that damn sign, and I'm afraid it's never going to change. I don't even know where it is now. I think we used it for a tailgate table one time. We put up big whoop.
Oh man, yeah, it's rough. I don't know, man. And the times are changing. I think it's harder than ever to win at Notre Dame right now. I think just with NIL and all the shady stuff going on, and we try and play it right. It's harder than ever. I hope, Dad, we get one when you and I are both alive. So I don't know how many more decades you got. No, I'm not trying to be mean, Pat. I don't know how many more decades this guy has, and I want to enjoy winning some with my damn dad.
I've been around a while.
Well, you better live to 264 at this freaking pace, bro. You got that in you? Oh, man.
But I'm not counting on any miracles.
Well, I know. What about the new playoff era? Does that excite you? How wild is it as you, a longtime Notre Dame guy in your 60s, to think about Notre Dame having a home playoff game soon? Do you think that's cool or what?
I don't think it's exciting me because I'm just thinking we're going to get in the playoff, we're going to lose. So
well, that's a bright outlook.
The past history we have lately. I mean, that's where we're headed. We can get in there every year, and it's going to take every freaking thing to go right for them to even get to that championship game. It's just going to have to be perfect. Every ball is going to have to bounce your way. Every call is going to have to go your way.
Yeah,
nobody gets hurt. It's just going to have to be a miracle.
Yeah, because what you're looking at is easier access, but harder to win once you're in. That's kind of the dynamic. Right. So yeah, that makes it tough. Yeah. So you could get in at 10-2. You don't have to be 11-1 or 12-0. But once you're in, you're going to have to string together wins against real solid teams, and that's going to get tough. But you got to be in it to win it, and it will be. Admit it, Dad. Notre Dame has a home playoff game like in late December. You're going to be there. You're going to want to see what that's like.
That'll be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I
agree with that.
Hey, that's my dream for me and you. I would like us to celebrate together on these airwaves after we win a championship. That's the dream, but you better plan on living a long time, pal.
Well, I got a few years left. What the hell?
Anything else?
I'm 65 years old. I'm ready to go.
Hey, a lot of this calculation isn't on your half. It's the Notre Dame half. I believe you'll outlast them.
That's probably right.
I know.
Well, I just think that with the NIL thing, somehow they've got to get their act together. They're already a year. They put themselves basically a year behind as far as I'm concerned, how they stumbled around this first thing.
Yeah.
They got to get some type of a special NIL program going for these 5-star guys that come in here saying, oh, yeah, I'll go to Notre Dame. And then they get bought out. So they got to have a hunk of something there that's going to hold them. And if you get every year, get 1, 2, or 3 5-star guys, and then you figure that third year, you're loaded with guys. That gives you the chance. You don't do that. The way these other teams are running things, I don't know if you even have I don't care what kind of playoff you have. I don't think they have a chance. They're going to have to do some things.
Yeah, they're going to have to make
the money. And they're going to have. I don't think money's a problem. They just got to.
Yeah, money's not a problem.
Lower their standards at all.
Money's.
They lost a bunch of 5-star guys that apparently were going to be able to get in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't saying, "Oh, these guys can't get in here. They're terrible. But we want to offer them." They were ready to do it. Apparently, they were good enough to get in there, and bam, somebody throws all this money at them, and they're gone. So,
yeah, I don't know how you figure that out. That's a big issue. That might be the number one stumbling block for Marcus. Is how do you actually land those top guys in those classes? So it's going to be interesting, but it's a changing landscape, man, and it's just there's a lot of things shifting all at the same time. So I don't know. We'll see what Marcus can do here in a critical year too. Do you agree, Dad, this offense should take a big step forward? Sam Hartman, all those running backs, the young wide receivers, I think they should take a jump. Do you agree?
I think so. I hope they, we see some a real offense being run. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. So it'll be nice. And then let me ask you this. I'm not going to let you off the hook early. This easy. I got to ask you a very tough question. If I told you could only win one of these games next year, Ohio State or USC, what are you going to pick? You can only win one. You can only win one.
USC.
Yeah, you're an old school guy. You're getting old.
Tim? Why, Tim?
Yeah, we're all old because that's what I picked too. But I'm old. I know. It just means too much existentially to the big picture in Notre Dame. But that's my opinion. But I'm old. What do I know? I'm an old guy now.
Hey, Tim. Tim.
Pat's yelling at something at you.
What?
What?
Can we talk to Jill real quick?
Yeah, everybody wants Mom on. Is she nearby? Everybody's asking.
She's upstairs somewhere.
Well, a bunch of people are saying, go ahead and put Always Irish's mom on. If you want to do it, we'll just go ahead and do it.
Tim, I love you, but I like Jill.
I'm telling you, this live chat has taken a sideways turn, you guys. This is very, we're just having a whole.
There she comes.
This is great.
Mom's coming.
Good. Get her over here.
There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Mom. What's
up? Hey, girl.
Hey, Daddy boy.
Hey.
Show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Everybody. Pat says hi. Everybody. We were talking to Dad, and then they all said, "Can you put Always Irish's mom on?" Hey, Mom. What do you? Can I ask you something, Mom? What do you think when you pull up my channel and you just see me screaming and yelling and losing everything and going crazy? What do you think about? Are you proud of me in that moment?
Okay, number one, I'm extremely proud of you. But number two, I think, oh my God, what happened to my shy little baby that was clinging to my leg? What happened to him?
I don't know.
He went to college with me.
Yeah, I went to college with Pat and it went downhill. All right, let me ask.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love you, Pat.
Oh,
you're amazing. All of you guys are. Thank you, everybody, for supporting our kid. We love you all.
That is very nice of you. I appreciate that.
Jill.
Hey, Mom, I got to ask you something else.
John won't let me get in.
Brian Kelly. What are your thoughts on Brian Kelly, Mom?
I don't like Brian Kelly.
Why?
I don't think
Tell the group why.
Was at Notre Dame.
Okay. Yeah. Expand on that. So you don't think his heart was at Notre Dame. Tell me why. What leads you to believe that?
Well, like when you look at Freeman, you can tell he's really into it and he really cares about the players. He's respectful. I just don't think Brian Kelly bought into the whole history of Notre Dame, the whole thing. And I think Freeman's heart is in the right place, and hopefully that's going to pay off.
I think
That's what I really think.
That's very well said, but you were also being pretty diplomatic being a mom. I think you felt like you had to do that.
Well, I don't want to be mean to anybody.
It's Brian Kelly. Who cares? You could be mean to Brian Kelly, Mom. Call him Swamp
You're
Thing.
mean enough
No,
to him.
call
I
him
don't
Swamp
need to be mean
Thing.
to him too.
Mom, call him Swamp Thing just for me one time on the air. Call him Swamp Thing.
What?
Call Brian Kelly Swamp Thing.
Okay, Brian Kelly is a
Thank you. I like that.
But that's not very nice.
No,
Jill.
neither is he. He made my
Yeah.
hairline fall out 20 years early. Kelly's
John.
not nice.
I know.
John.
Give me a
I
break.
know, but John, think of why you started this show. Because you hated Brian Kelly.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Mom, you bring up a good point. I did start this show in 2016 when Brian Kelly was having an absolute meltdown. And I also noticed the media was carrying water for the guy. Nobody was asking the tough questions. Nobody wanted to do anything about it. And finally, I'd had enough and said, somebody's got to say what's really going on here. And now look at it where we're at. So I guess I owe Brian Kelly. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Okay, I'm going to go now.
No, Jill,
right.
Jill, wait, Jill.
That wants to say something. What?
What? I love you, Dad.
I know you do.
Jesus.
Jill, I am brokenhearted that you weren't at the spring game to see me and hug me.
You know what, Pat? I felt so bad, but I tweaked my back.
I heard the excuse. I heard the excuse, Jill. I heard the excuse. You know, Lauren wanted to go watch the spring game in the Joyce Center, and she was looking forward to doing it with you.
Oh my God. Lauren and I had so much fun. I adore Lauren. We had an awesome time. I'm not going to tell you what happened all during that at Joyce Center. Let's just say we had a lot of fun. And I'm leaving it at that.
Yeah, I know. You guys,
But tell Lauren,
you guys snuck up.
her, and I will see you. I'll see you guys again. I promise.
All right.
Love you,
well, thanks,
love you,
Mom.
Jill.
Appreciate
love
it.
you, Jill.
All right. Love everybody. Thank you all for supporting my kids.
Yeah, thank you.
Dad and I are very proud of you, and we love you very much.
I appreciate that.
Okay, here's Dad.
Hey.
Jesus,
Hey.
are we having a family
Hey.
reunion? You're gonna put the ghost of Grandpa Kennedy on next? What are we doing here?
What do you get? Hey, Tim, what do you give the phone to
I want that
Andrew?
story of Grandpa Kennedy.
Give me one more Grandpa Kennedy story. Let me hear it.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
want to hear it. Yeah, I want
You
to
know,
hear
we
it.
used to, I don't know what it was, but we used to listen to games on the radio. We moved out the country, that one Skyline area. We had a freaking weird-ass antenna on the freaking house. I don't know if we couldn't get the games or maybe he wanted to listen to them on the radio. I don't know, whatever. But we're listening to the game on the radio. I don't know who it was, but my mom's making lunch or whatever, grilled cheese sandwiches. And this, I don't know what game it was, whatever, but something happened. He got his grilled cheese sandwich, and all of a sudden, Jesus Christ, and the damn grilled cheese sandwich goes flying across the room into the freaking sliding glass door, all over the place. That's all I got to say. So that's where it comes from. It's
Good.
in the genes, man.
Yeah, I know it's in the genes. It wasn't just all me losing my mind. All right, Dad,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys calling. I do. Thanks a lot. I'm going to try and get some other people to yell at Pat on here real quick. But I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling. You guys, this was a riot. I'm going to cut this up. People are going to have fun with this one. Whole
This is
family
good. This is
reunion.
good.
Okay.
Get Andrew to
This is
call
good.
in.
All right.
We got you guys calling in. Tell Andrew to call in. Let's do the whole
I was
thing.
talking to Andrew earlier. I was talking to him earlier today. So, you know, he said he's going to tune in one of these days.
All right. Thanks a
All
lot,
right.
man. I
Let's
appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yep.
Oh,
Bye.
man. I didn't expect that call. That was nice.
All right.
Oh, that was nice.
Before
Pat-
you move on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Number one, your parents are some of the nicest people in the world. Anyone who hasn't met them, and at the tailgate, everybody had the opportunity to meet Tim. Tim is a wonderful person. Love him dearly. Jill is there's an acronym from a movie that represents Jill. Great people, wonderful people. I love your parents. And it's one of the most fulfilling things was when I went to your graduation, because I'm a year older than you, and your mom cried because I showed up at your graduation.
No, Pat. She was crying because she couldn't believe I made it through, and I actually got through. Give me a break. Get it right. All right, enough about that. Can we take some more calls? What are we doing?
I got one more thing.
What is it? This isn't a way where everybody starts giving all these stories.
I got one more thing. I
What?
see 100. There's 100 people in the stream, and there's 40 likes. You guys got to step your game up, man. If you're listening to this, like this damn show. All right,
that's a good point. You're already sitting here. All you got to do is move your thumb.
Right, just hit that button. Hit that thumbs up. It's John Kennedy. It's always Irish. You're here. Hit the button.
I appreciate that. All right, Pat, we're going to the phones again. You know this guy too. Adam, what's going on, baby? Long time no see, no talk.
It's like 3 days.
What do you mean? Talk every night.
Well, yeah, I guess I haven't seen you in a week, but we do talk literally every single day. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? I love the story of your dad. Yeah, I told him, listen, you are way too soft-spoken to have a son that is this insane.
I'm sorry. It just happened, man. I didn't plan any of this. Neither did they. It just all kind of grew over time. All right, Adam, let me ask you this, man. It's been a wild week with Notre Dame news. A lot of stuff happening, guys leaving, whatever. Now that the initial rush of all that's calmed down, where do you think that leaves Notre Dame? Like, do you feel any better about all those changes and everything? And where do you think we're at after this long week?
Just real fast. Hey, what's up, Pat? How you doing?
Adam, good, buddy. How are you?
Good. John, I mean, we talked a little bit, but I think I'm fine with everything. These guys are leaving because they weren't going to play. So it kind of, I mean, what do you think about that programs like LSU, Alabama, and Ohio State want our backups?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's interesting. And then, I mean, the pushback is everybody needs good backups. So, like, even if you wanted to argue some of these guys are losing their number one spots and that's why they're doing this, isn't that still a big loss because you need backups? But how do you stop a situation where guys think they should probably play more and it doesn't look like they're going to, and they're available to leave without sitting out? I don't know how you stop that. It goes on at every school, everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I think we need to constantly be recruiting every position. Don't ever think you have the depth, because especially the skill guys, once they're not playing, they're leaving. So don't ever think, oh yeah, we're deep at running back, we're deep at quarterback. No, you just got to recruit the best players.
Yeah, and I think Marcus is doing that. And you got to feel good. Good recruiting week. I almost feel bad because all that good recruiting news happened, and we were all busy with all the drama. Picked up a couple good players, positions in need, wide receiver, D-line. You feel good about it. Few more commitments to come from what I hear. That'll help make us all feel better. I don't know though, man. It's just.
I think the only thing that was upsetting was, it's just because Buckner, I felt like, if something were to happen, he was a very good backup. And then I felt like 2024 was like his year. And I felt like most of this team was going to be back in 24. So I kind of don't really understand the move for him unless he was pretty much guaranteed the job. Like, I don't understand it, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how that's going to go either. I don't know what to think about that. We're just going to have to see how it goes. I'm open to the idea too.
Do you remember, John? Like we were in the stands talking like Logan Diggs' carries were about to go way down with some of these backs. So that don't bother me much at all either.
Adam, you're absolutely right. That was a conversation the three of us had in the spring game was Logan Diggs carries going down. It was like we just watched it. We saw it. Like when I sat there and I said, I watched Hartman. I said, I saw what I needed to see. And you go, and Diggs ain't getting the football anymore. And people freaked out that Diggs transferred. He's just not playing. He's a good running back. He's not the guy.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
No,
It's a good problem to have. Notre Dame has a lot of depth there. I'm not freaking. Yeah, it would have been nice. I'm not saying I'd rather he leave than not leave. Obviously, like, I'd rather he stayed, but the fact that he went, I'm not going to lose my mind over. Like, I'm just not.
No, Payne looked solid. And then you got Price. I mean, I think people maybe aren't as excited as we would have been in years past. For some reason, I've heard from multiple people that Love is extremely underrated, that kid should have been a 5-star.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that all over too. You know what I think some of this is, though? I don't know, man. Some people are out to turn it negative and look for something negative and to run with it. And last year gave some of those people what they needed with Marshall and Stanford and all those issues. And a lot of people want to run with that. And I'm just open to the idea, Adam, that Freeman has a different vision. He's going about it differently, and we just got to give it some time and see where we're at.
Yeah, I just think, and, Marcus' first time head coach at any level, and anybody that wanted Marcus to be the head coach, you had to know there was going to be a little bit of a learning curve. I feel like he was trying to keep the Kelly people, the Schwarber people he liked, involved in the program. And I truly believe it's moving towards his program.
Yeah.
Like starting this year.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
people are leaving because the people that like Kelly or Reese are leaving. And I don't even fully believe Tommy was on board. And we've talked about this. I truly don't. I have no proof of that, but just the feeling, I don't think he was on board. He left as soon as he could. And I feel like it's just this year is a fresh start, and we're starting to get all his people.
Yeah, there is an overlap there that can be awkward. You have two different philosophies, two different head coaches, different sets of relationship with all these different guys. Some of this is going to be normal. Everything in Notre Dame so magnified, dude. It's just everything that happens gets blown up so much that it turns into a big deal. But be open to the idea that there's something bigger building here. And it may or may not ultimately get over the hump, but that's what's being tried to be done here. And I'm open to it.
And Logan Diggs has been trying to leave pretty much the whole time he's been here. They say Tommy's talked him into staying a couple times. But if you don't want to be here, then go. We have plenty of other guys that'll run the rock.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. You're right. Yep. And that's a spot where Notre Dame could afford that. It's just, I get we don't like it, but it doesn't signify that the world is ending. I could argue the exact opposite, and I have when I almost stroked out on the air the other day. This is just being built different. Some of these guys that have been here feel heat from guys younger than them. We're not used to that. It could be progress.
Yeah, 100%. And, Pat's been saying it for weeks. We're over scholarships. People have to leave. They knew these people were going to leave. That's why they weren't practicing in the spring. It's like Holly and they weren't even practicing. They knew they were leaving.
That's a good point too.
That's actually a perfect point, because Notre Dame is actually making out with the way this is breaking, because everyone says, "Oh, I want the guys who leave to be the guys you don't know about on scholarship," but there's 85 guys on the roster. You don't know 40%, 50% of the guys on roster. So if someone leaves, it might be an actually good player. You know who's leaving. All right, you know what you're losing right with these guys right now. Now they're at 83, I believe is the number. They're at 83. It's not a bad. They're in a good position with what they're losing.
I think, Pat, everybody wants to lose a guy nobody's ever heard of. That's all. They don't want to lose a guy. You don't want to lose a guy that you've seen make plays for you. I get it.
That's exactly what it comes down to. They want to lose it. They want to lose a name they haven't heard of before. But at the end of the day, it's a name you haven't heard of before. That's the guy that's starting on Saturday.
Yeah,
it always works that way.
Yeah,
I don't care what you say. That's the way it works.
The problem is, we're not used to having talent come behind good players.
Yeah, I know.
That are pushing them out.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
That's the thing. We're not used to that. If you're good at Notre Dame, you would play 3-4 years at Notre Dame. No one would ever push you. The top programs constantly have guys that are behind them that are pushing them out to transfer or go to the NFL. No, you're not even. These guys behind me they might replace me. We've never had that.
See, but that's a part of what we're going through here in the change in regimes and the change in ultimate vision and direction and all that. This is a part of that process. And I know some people think we're spinning it and that this means that we're kind of looking on only the positive and that it's a mass exodus and all that. Ask yourself, of these guys that have left, who were the main ones that were like your go-to guys, the number ones in those groups? There are none. And that answers what I needed to know. Like, it's not ideal, but it doesn't signify anything other than this is the realities of modern college football now on your roster. Every team goes through it. It's just a part of it. I don't know why when it's here, it's magnified so much.
Yeah. And the old way wasn't good enough. It didn't win anything.
Yeah, there is that.
So,
that's a little bit of a problem.
Let's try something new, right? The only thing the only thing this last week that's a little bit upsetting is I truly thought Buckner was staying.
Yeah.
And him leaving kind of puts us in a hard place for 2024 because it's going to be new. But we got to have in our mind, like, we're going to play a brand new quarterback. So it's just,
yeah,
you might have some learning curves, but
hey,
we've never done that before. Like you were saying, we've never done this before to where we've got young, good players, highly rated players coming in, and let them play. I mean, we tried doing that with Buckner this year. If you really think about it, we tried giving Buckner the job in 2021. But what happened? He looked awesome against Virginia Tech. He threw, I don't think it was a pick six, but it might have been. But he was about to take the job, threw a pick six, and then he rolled his ankle, and then what's his name? Cone came back in and then kept the job the rest of the year. So that's kind of, what he's done.
Yeah, and the other thing is,
then make a mistake.
The other thing is, it is way too early to make any large-scale judgments about the Freeman era at all. It is just way, way too early. You got to let this guy get a few recruiting classes in there and settle in. And so it's way too early to be talking about all that. 574, I see you. 574, I see you. Keep texting. I got a bunch of people that have been on the line way longer than you. You're going to have to wait a little bit just to be fair.
No, but if he had Sam Hartman last year, we're 10-2. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, no, at least. So I don't know, man. It's just, I wish people would just tone it down a little bit. This stuff happens everywhere. Look around the country. It's a part of the process now. It's how it goes in modern football with the no sit out transfer thing. And I just wish people would kind of go for the ride instead of it's not all doom and gloom when you look at this.
He'll be fine. And then you look at the guys going to Alabama like Tommy and Buckner. I don't know. I know I didn't talk to you about this Friday though, John, but those guys, I think they're in a rude awakening because they were loved at Notre Dame. They will not be loved down there when they have a bad game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you don't have that soft home love. Yeah, you're right about that. You think they're already mad. How are you letting them leprechauns take over a damn program? Get them out of here. Yeah, it's rough already down there. Yeah, that's rough.
5 stars down there are going to make them look better, but there's no way. I mean, no matter what, half the fan base loves Tommy. Half of it does. No matter what he did, they would love him for being a Notre Dame guy. And then half the people really love Tyler Buckner, and I really like Tyler. I was the biggest fan of Tyler coming in. I thought he could be awesome, and I have no hate towards him. But down there is going to be a whole other world. If he has one bad game, they were going to want to burn both of those guys.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be rough. And the thing is, with the support, Notre Dame people we've wanted Tyler Buckner to be the guy for like 6 or 7 years now, even back in high school. Like, it's not for lack of support. It's just been bad injury, bad luck, bad timing. So I don't know, Adam. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. I really appreciate you calling tonight, man. I do.
Hey,
Yeah,
hold on.
I know you got a lot of calls. Hey, Pat, nice talking to you, buddy. And,
Adam, always.
Go. Hey, let's have a good let this portal close. Have a good summer, a little golf, a little boating, and let's worry about this in August, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That sounds good to me. Only way to relax. Thank you. I like that. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for calling, Adam.
Hey, thanks, man. I love the show, and it was great meeting your dad and everybody at the tailgate. It was cool.
Oh, fantastic, man. Thanks.
Hey, Adam, man, brother, thank you for all you did for the tailgate, and that was fantastic. You cooked all the food, and it was wonderful. We all appreciate it. Thank you for coming out and supporting John.
What he said.
No problem. Just next time I got to get you to stay longer than 40 minutes, for the game, and it'll be all right.
Adam, I saw all I needed to see. Oh,
boy.
I agree. It was hilarious. It's because I agreed with you. And we were like, oh, yep, we've seen all we need to see. Hartman's the man.
Oh,
I don't need to get pelted with snow in my ear.
All right. Thanks, Adam. See ya.
All right. See you guys
later. No, Pat literally was just like, I've seen enough. I'm out here. I'm going to drink some beer. All right. Michael Graves, $20 holler. I appreciate it. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed or the highest grade of weed in the dispensary guy. Okay. I'm enjoying this process more than any time during Kelly's tenure. Everything is moving up and forward for the Irish. Go Irish. Now, Michael, I thank you for the $20 holler. And here's why I like what you said. There is a different vision. Freeman is trying to build this program and this team differently than Kelly did. And there is risk in that. However, the way he's doing it, if it works, is going to yield you the potential high-level results we were never able to find under Kelly. Getting over that hump. Kelly's going for broke for five-star guys. You're going to get some. You're not going to get some. All of that. Like big swings, big misses, whatever. But the reason that so many people like me do feel more optimistic is Freeman's doing it the only way that we could even have a chance to be good. What did Pat do? Pull out his phone cord? What did he do? Pull out his, what did he run out of power? It's a lot better than looking at his face, looking at this circle. That's fantastic. Where did he go? Did his computer just die? That's hilarious. He's gone. He's gone. You don't have to look at him. Just look at his circle. What the hell? Let me look at my phone. I don't know what happened to him. Something went wrong. All right, back to the phone lines. 219 and then that 574 that's giving me a hard time to jump on. I got you. 219, you're on the line. Happy Saturday.
John, great to talk to you. Thanks for letting me stop by your tailgate last week.
Oh, no problem, man. That was a good time. It was good to see you. We were messaging before the show about the comings and the goings, and looks like, one of our guys is going to go to Ohio State and rejoin with his brother. I want to ask you, it's been a wild week and a half in Notre Dame land. What are your big picture takeaways? Where did we end up after all these changes? You feeling good? You feeling bad? Where are we at?
Well, I'm okay. Here's one thing. You're probably happy about this. The last class of Kelly, which is the 21 class, I think half of that class is gone now, or more than half is gone now.
Yeah, they are. I did see that stat. A lot of them did leave. Well, I mean, but it doesn't make me happy. It's just I want it all to be built right. That's just, I don't know what that tells you. And it could just be, man, it could just be that Freeman has a new vision, and he wants different body types and different people that fit different things, and he's looking to make room on the roster. It could be a lot of things. When you have these overlapping regime changes, something's got to give, and some of those guys leaving is what happens.
Yeah, I think we are a lot better absorbed to handle these kind of transfers compared to when the one you call Swamp Thing was here, because he didn't recruit as much depth.
Yeah.
So, Well, because he was spending too much time on the golf course.
Yeah, there was that. There was that.
Oh, wait. Brian Kelly played golf? I never knew this.
Yeah, right. Just a couple rounds per day.
What was his handicap, by the way?
His personality. Next. Anyways, Pete, let me ask you this. Are you nervous about Notre Dame's quarterback situation in 23 and 24? If Hartman stays healthy, you feel good, but 24 brings in questions no matter what. How much exposure is Notre Dame in right now? What's that risk exposure to you?
Well, kind of like you were saying, I mean, we need to bubble wrap Hartman this year. And I think, I mean, as I told you, that I see, well, I mean, at the end of, I mean, obviously the competition now is serious for the number 2 starter behind Hartman.
Yeah.
Would that be the case? I think Minchie wins that one because I think he has a higher ceiling than what Angeli has.
Now, let me ask you this. Wait now. I gotta ask this. I've been wondering this. I'm glad you brought it up. This is tricky. I was asking myself that too. You wanted to talk about a quarterback competition. Well, you might have one for next year, but it isn't going to be the one they were selling you. It isn't going to be for the number 1 job. It's going to be for that backup job. But here's my question, though. Do they want Minchie to play more than 4 games next year, which means that he loses that year of eligibility? Because that's not, I don't think, exactly what they had in mind next year. So would they wanted, how do you measure that, not wanting to burn his year versus the need and the idea that he might have a higher ceiling, other than hoping you don't have to go to him at all because Hartman stays alive? Like how much of a concern is burning that year to you?
Well, I don't, in a game like, we'll say we're winning in mop-up duty, they'll play Angeli, just to, I mean, of course, to save the eligibility of Minchie. If you need a long-term starter, which let's hope we don't.
Yeah.
I think it's Minchie.
Yeah, and he's just got a higher ceiling, does he not? And maybe I'm selling Angeli short, though. I don't hear nothing about Angeli. Is he getting a raw deal, or I just don't hear about him?
I don't know on that one, but I just don't see him being as a long-term starter.
Yeah. It's just very, very tricky. Let me ask this. How open do you think the staff's going to be to giving Carr every shot to come in as a freshman and play right away? Do you think they're going to hope for that, or is that asking way too much of a guy that young?
I think he's going to have a shot, at least, to be the starter coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because you can't put him out there if he's not physically ready. You know, you just can't do that because then you're going to hurt him long term. So I don't know, man. And are you happy about the recent recruiting victories? There's a couple good ones. You got yourself a receiver and a legacy D lineman. What are your thoughts on that this week?
Well, it sounds like there's still some good upside ahead, even for Bryce Young, too. The Canyon recruit, it sounds like there's a lot of upside on him. And from what I read, also that it's down to 6, but Kennedy Urlacher will be announcing his commitment on Monday, too. So hopefully he comes to the Irish. Yeah,
listen, as a guy named Kennedy in the Chicago area, I'm a little biased that I admit it would be very, very nice to have a guy named Kennedy Urlacher in the Notre Dame locker room. That seems like it would be great to me. So I don't know, man. Did you enjoy the blue and gold game? Did you like that weather? You got a little treat of South Bend.
Oh, we got all of it that day. I mean, we had some sun out in the early part of the tailgating, and then at the game, I think we got rain, snow, sleet, and hail. So it felt like a late October, early November, sometime in November football game.
Yeah, it definitely did. So I don't know, man. This is going to be really interesting. Next year is very interesting, and then whatever happens 24 with that quarterback battle is going to kind of direct our path, I think, here. There's still some chips to fall. So I don't know. Anything else on your mind? I appreciate the call on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, we had Styles now going to Ohio State to play with his brother. We had Buckner go to play with Tommy. Do you think Diggs, who's from Louisiana, goes back and plays for Kelly?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I do.
So, yeah, because it sounds like one of the only reasons he was staying here was because of Reese. But it sounds like he was possibly looking to transfer even once he got here, too. So,
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that's been a thing in the water for a long time, I think. So whatever. We got a lot of depth there. There's some younger guys we can have a bunch of years of. I think they're going to be just fine there long term.
Can we talk about it, though, John? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
No, I was going to say, what are we losing with Diggs? I like Diggs. I liked him a lot. He's a good player. But what are we losing?
You're losing a guy named Diggs that Notre Dame fans have seen running the ball pretty good, and that's in their mind, and they can't break up with them, and they think that it means something bad's going on in the locker room with Freeman, and the whole thing's turning sour. Nobody wants to play for him. That's what people are thinking, Pat. That's what it is. And whether that's right or wrong, that's what a lot of people are thinking. Why don't these guys want to play here at Notre Dame? And it hurts their feelings, and they take it personal that everybody doesn't just want to share carries or whatever. I think it's normal what's going on with these guys leaving.
Okay. Well, you answered. I wasn't asking you. I know you knew answered it. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that's the answer. It isn't multiple choice. That's the freaking answer. People just don't want a name that they've seen do good at Notre Dame leave for any reason. And I totally get it, but the guy was going to lose.
Oh,
carries.
I get it too. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk over the caller. Go ahead.
Well, you figure estimates carries are going to go up this year.
Yep.
From what I heard, I think, John, also you heard last year that Jadarian Price was the best running back in fall camp until he got hurt.
Yeah, look good to me. Look good. Look at Pat sipping that. Unbelievable. Real classy, Pat. Got you sipping foam off a cup here, trying to have a professional operation, and I got him sipping foam with his dome. Get a grip. Sorry, Pete.
This is why you do it with me.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, like you said before, I mean, in our times of chatting, I mean, Freeman has been through a lot, but as I also said, it's good that he has the composure. He doesn't get worked up the way you do, John.
Hey, I stay calm all the time, my friend. I never let anything get me up and down. I stay steady Eddie all the time. I always maintain control of my emotions. Don't you know that by now? Yeah, I know. It's a funny joke, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and like you also said, I mean, well, here's a good spot where you could be, John, is, I mean, for your passion speeches, you should be in the locker room, I mean, giving these speeches to the guys, too, sometimes.
I told you my dream job would be Freeman's hype man. I'll get them guys up when they need to get up. I'll get them down when they need to be down. I will turn the frown upside down. I will know every guy and what button to press to get the most out of them. And when you got to loosen it up and have fun, I would know it all. I'm telling you, I got a feel for that kind of thing. Let me do it, and nobody would regret it. Thanks for the call, Pete. Appreciate it.
Well, and also remember, I think you'd be great for the PA job at Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh, you know me. I'd be making rhymes for everybody's name. I'd be saying all sorts of. We'd open up the game. The team comes out, and I go, "That's right. Here come your Fighting Irish."
And you'd bring back some Tim McCarthy stuff too.
Oh, I'd bring back some Tim McCarthy. I'd remix it, make it more modern. Something about texting or being on Tinder and driving. We'll mix in some new ones for Tim McCarthy there. Oh, I don't know.
Like anyone who tries to bolt through traffic is a nut.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, nobody relishes a pickled driver. I mean, that guy had a laundry list of them. That's for sure. All right, Pete, I'm going to try and get some more people on. Thanks for calling, man. Thanks for touching base.
Yeah, I you know what, Johnny, I have to give a hat tip to cousin Luke. He just dropped Mike Collins. He dropped Mike Collins. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, there you go. So you know what that tells me, Pat? That tells me
He
that
knows. He
yeah,
knows.
I was gonna say that tells me that it's somebody who's in the circle
He's in
because
the
it and
circle.
that it's not just a random troll. They actually know what's going on.
No, I concur. I concur. I mean, I still think he's just a troll because you know what? He hasn't done, John. He hasn't posted his area code. He hasn't said. He hasn't
That's
called
true.
in. He hasn't called in.
480. You're on the air.
Johnny boy, what's going on, man? Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for giving me a call on a Saturday night. It's always interesting here in Notre Dame land. What's on your mind? It's been a wild last week since Blue and Gold. What do you make of all this? Where did Notre Dame end up after everything that happened this spring?
You know, it has been wild. And I'll be honest, I kind of think Notre Dame did themselves, really good for this year. I think the quarterback battle that everybody's been talking about, it's wild. Because everything that we've watched of Tyler Buchner, and then you watch Sam Hartman, I don't see how anybody in their right mind can compare the two and say that Tyler Buchner was pushing Sam at all. Sam looks like a quarterback. Tyler Buchner, from what I saw, never looked like an actual quarterback. Somebody who can throw the ball to the playmakers. Buchner was just kind of a running back, and to win, if we want to get a natty, you can't have a quarterback that does that. So I think the quarterback position and what happened there, I'm totally fine with. The Logan Diggs loss, I think that's huge. I know Estime is the better back, but Diggs is a home run hitter. In my opinion, Estime is not really a home run hitter. Wide receiver, I kind of agree with what you're saying. These guys got to come out and prove it. We've got all the talent in the world, but they got to play.
Why? Hold on. Why?
Get him the ball.
Go ahead, Pat.
Why is Diggs a home run hitter? Why is that a loss?
Well, I couldn't hear that. What was that?
He was asking, why do you love Diggs that much? Think he's a home run hitter? That's a big loss with our depth at running back.
Well, we have depth at running back, but it's not proven. Diggs was proven. We know what we were getting with him and Estime. And like everybody's been saying on all the chats and anybody who watches Irish football, we have a stud backfield. And you could throw that up with any backfield in the country. I don't even think it's an argument. Jabron Payne's coming off a major injury. Jadarian Price coming off a major injury. Yeah, there's a bunch of potential. That's the whole thing that kills me with when you listen to a lot of people talk. Oh, we got potential. We got potential. Well, we haven't seen it on the field. We've only seen it from a couple of players on both sides of the ball. With the linebackers like Jalen Sneed. He was a 5-star kid coming out. He's undersized. He's probably not getting the playbook. That's why he didn't get on the field. Same thing with Prince Colley. The guy was there. This would have been his third year. He's not seeing the field. So I don't want to hear about potential. I want to see it translate on the field.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Notre Dame fans do too.
You know what, man? What I was thinking about? It's really interesting you say that. I was thinking earlier today about how much of the Notre Dame discussion in my existence has been either the real distant past or what might always be coming in the future. And not that much happens ever in the actual moment. We spend so much time looking back and so much time looking forward. Just look at all we look forward to with Buchner all the years. Next year's going to be the year. Next year's going to be to turn him from that athlete that you mentioned into a quarterback. Like, we were waiting for that transformation and hoping, and it just kept getting kicked down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Another year for this reason, another year for that reason. Injured here, injured there, whatever.
Yeah.
It just kept going.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And as a fan base, you got to draw the line somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
Lauren,
he's a Notre Dame guy, but we got to produce. And I know everybody says, oh, in spring practice, he was pushing, Cone. He was pushing Drew Pine. He was pushing Sam Hartman. Everything that anybody who's ever watched Tyler Buchner play quarterback, we've all seen the same thing. He can't throw the ball. He's never been able to throw the ball. The Gator Bowl, right? Oh my gosh, MVP. He threw 2 pick sixes. I don't care if it hit the receiver's hands and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He still threw 2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
He ran the ball. That's why he was the MVP. He didn't win it because he was dropping dimes all over the place.
Hey,
and,
wait, can I ask you a question?
Major...
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If we didn't have the unnatural delays in Tyler Buckner's development, meaning the injury and then sitting out, I lost a year to Cone and then being injured again last year. If he had a normal health record, where do you think he would be? Like if he came to Notre Dame and could just develop multiple years in a row, stay in one piece and transition more from athlete to quarterback, where do you think he would be now as a product? It's a tough question.
I'm gonna be honest with you, John.
It's a tough question.
I don't think he's a natural thrower of the football, so I don't think he would have done that much better. His game is athleticism. It's just the facts of it. You watch Hartman throw the ball, he's a thrower. I mean, Jack Cohn, he was a thrower. Ian Book was a hell of a lot more of a thrower than Buckner was, but Ian could still run. We did the right thing with the quarterback thing. Next year is going to be next year. We can't keep projecting and hoping. We need to see results.
Yeah.
You hit it on the head, I think, a couple shows ago when you were talking about what is the biggest threat that Notre Dame has is what are they going to do with the transfer portal? Like we are losing high 4-star guys, but we can't replace them at that clip.
That's a fantastic point. That is an absolute fantastic point. Notre Dame is they're letting guys go because they have to let guys go, but they can't bring guys in. That's a fantastic point.
Well, now wait a second, but Pat, you've been saying this isn't a big loss. Are you flip-flopping on me? Now aren't you down to another
No.
Or what? What the hell's going on here? You put your nose in the foam and what?
No, I got $100. I got $100 to chug this beer. All right. And John, you get it, the $100.
But wait.
No.
But make sense, Pat. You were saying it's not a big loss. He's bringing up the point that we're not in the ability to be able to just dip and go get anybody where they can read or write and come in here and fill the role.
No. Logan Diggs. Yeah. Logan Diggs is not a big loss. He is not a big loss. The depth in the running back room is there. It's there. But you look what USC is doing. You look at what LSU is doing. There's a way to shape your program. Colorado's doing it. There's a way to shape your program, and Notre Dame can't do it because you have to have a 3.7 GPA or whatever the hell it is. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Right, but how does Notre Dame ever get caught up when we're doing it our way and other people can go, we need 30 guys, we'll flip 30 guys in an offseason? Like, how does Notre Dame do that other than being spot on in recruiting and all your evaluations? There's just so much less margin for error at Notre Dame. They have to be damn near perfect for everything to line up and hit all on the pluses. We have such a small margin for error to build a roster and compete compared to the other stuff. Am I wrong, caller? Am I wrong?
No, you hit it right on the head. And what I kind of wanted to touch on something else. This whole Brian Kelly regime, and then into Marcus Freeman. Look, I love Freeman. I think he's a stud. He knows what he's doing. He can recruit. He's personable. All the kids like him. But all this hate on Brian Kelly cracks me up, right? Brian Kelly took over Notre Dame in a hell of a lot worse position than Freeman did. And he brought it up to where 10 wins was every year. I know we weren't winning national titles and all this other stuff, but it's not easy to recruit at Notre Dame. It is not like anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, and it's especially hard when you don't try. It's extra hard when you don't even try. Which is what we got the last 3 years.
Hey, let me go shop down this aisle that has no talent.
You know what I mean?
Listen, man, the guy checked out. I totally credit Kelly where it's due. I credit Kelly where it's due, and I criticize Kelly where it's due. I'm at least fair and consistent. He took over a program in a bad spot.
I know.
Yeah, he took over a program in a bad spot. and he built it back up, and he deserves a lot of credit because a lot of the biggest stuff Kelly did was behind the scenes infrastructure. He had to really establish a culture and build us back up. I credit Kelly for that. But the last few years, it was blatantly obvious he checked out and wasn't putting in the effort in recruiting. We were spinning our wheels. The whole thing it was like a marriage where they were both ready to move on. Like, it's time to go. This has run its course. Yeah.
What do you think, or how many years do you think it'll take for Freeman to have the same mindset? Because when
whoa, what's the mindset? What's the time out.
All this other stuff.
Wait, okay. By mindset, are you saying he gets frustrated with the dynamics at Notre Dame and it takes a toll on the effort? Is that what you mean?
Like how many years? Yeah, like how many years of this quote unquote uphill battle? Yeah. I got to do things way harder than any other coach. At what point do you think he draws the line? And he's just like, you know what? You know what it is? I built it up, but
you want my real answer? You want my real answer to this damn question? You're not going to like the answer. I hate the freaking answer. Here's the answer. Oh, I'm Ryan Day, and I'm sick of everybody riding my ass at Ohio State. I'm going to the NFL so I don't have to deal with this shit. And then the next phone call is to Freeman, and they go, guess what, buddy? You just had the training wheels on at Notre Dame. Come here. We're going to give you all the resources, none of the limitations. Come back home, and then you're a hero. That's what I see happening.
That's exactly what I think, and I don't think it's going to take too long. I really don't.
But
2 years.
Wait. No. Hold on. Can we back up
on the brown bag special? You know what I mean? Like, how many kids is it going to be like that, where Freeman's putting in a year of work and his staff's putting in a year of work, and then they lose these kids because these other colleges are just going to drop a bag of money?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get the 4 for 40, the education. My uncle went to Notre Dame. He graduated. That's why I've been a fan my whole life.
Yeah. All right. Now wait. All right, Pat, retort to this. You're having a conniption fit. Retort.
I am having a conniption fit. It's bullshit. Notre Dame is doing what they're supposed to. Are they on level with NIL? No, they're not. Are they paying the kids? Yes, they are. And if you actually go back and look at it, and you talk at the athletic director of Ohio State, and you talk to Jack Strawbrick, Notre Dame is actually paying the players more than what Ohio State does.
Wait. Pat, here's the thing, though. I am not debating Notre Dame's in the top 10 of NIL payouts. The issue is pay for play. How we lost the top end of our recruiting class is different than the way Notre Dame and Michigan do NIL. Michigan's going through a similar thing, trying to do it by the letter of the law. Get in here, you get your money later. The problem is, how does Notre Dame succeed in an environment where even the good kids with the good grades and the good families that bought in and committed to Freeman 6 months or a year ended up not coming here? How do we get past that hurdle? That is one of the biggest things that could hold Freeman back from doing anything we want. How do you solve that problem? 4 for 40, Pat. I tell you, you don't need $2 million. Go to school. Is that how you fix it?
Yeah.
It's the first year, John. John, it's his first year. It's his first year doing this. It's the first year for Notre Dame doing this. They're going to figure it out. Notre Dame's always slow to everything. They're slow to everything, but they're going to figure it out. You know what? You think next year? No, John, honest to God. Honest to God. You think next year? You think this is going to happen next year?
In 30 years.
Yeah.
And we're in the teens, guys. Like, the whole blue chip, what is it? That blue chip percentage of quality of players.
Yeah.
Was the highest it's been since like the 15 class, right? We were still like 11th in total recruiting, and this last class we just had was one of the best classes we've had in the last decade.
Now, all right, here's what I think.
Alabama, Ohio State, these guys get classes that are so far and away better than ours every single year. If we cannot compete with that, if the admin is not going to step in and say, hey, you know what? We have to change the way we do things.
Now, don't you think
players, then we need to allow kids to come in?
Don't you think?
Transfer portal.
Here's what gives me some comfort with this. What gives me some comfort with this very uncomfortable discussion, quite frankly, is I believe Freeman is supremely tuned into the realities of all this. I do not think Marcus Freeman lives in a dream world.
Right?
That guy knows
Totally
he's
agree.
on the cutting edge of what the hell's going on
hold
around
on,
the
hold on.
country. What, Pat?
Am I wrong then? Am I wrong?
About what?
That it didn't work out the first year.
Yeah.
He knows what's happening. He can't
But there's
let
got to
it
be a
happen.
calibration, though. But what's the what calibration can be made? Because they're not going to just let him start wheeling and dealing. So, like, how do you thread that needle to where he can land some of those guys,
I
but
think
still
you're
be
wrong.
under our value structure?
I think you're wrong on the willing and dealing.
He ain't doing pay for
adapt to
play.
die, and
You're out of your
it's not like
mind. We're not doing no pay for play.
He's
You
not.
don't have to
He's
conform.
not. Brady Quinn is massive money on his side, bro.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Johnny, let me ask you this question here. With Justin Scott, I seen the on-3 prediction. He just went to Miami, so, he had a hell of a time down there. He's at like 45% go to Miami. When Georgia comes in, he does his official down there. What's the likelihood you actually think that he's going to go to Notre Dame, dude? Because I was pretty solid on him coming there before, but to see what happened after one visit, he don't have to be so close to mama.
Yeah, I know.
He's having a time like that down in Miami.
Oh, I know. I laugh at that. I laugh at that, man. I hear, I want to be I want to be close to home with mama.
God,
it's like, bro, if I got $3 million in a duffel bag, I'll call you, mom, from Miami Beach or Athens, Georgia. And when I want to see you, I will fly you to me because I have $2.5 million in a duffel bag and I'm 19. Like, it's not a hard problem to solve.
And then with Bryce Young just committing today, then they got Owen Wayful, and then they have, I think, that Cole Mullins kid. How many defensive linemen are we going to take, and then how many defensive linemen are we going to take that we actually wanted other than Bryce Young?
Yeah.
The Twins. I don't know what happened with the Twins. They try to spin it. Hey, I think they wanted something different. Notre Dame was looking at some other prospects. I just think flat out Notre Dame's striking out on the guys they wanted, and they're trying to take the next best thing so that they're not left standing with their what in their hand, like they were 2 years ago with wide receivers.
Yeah, it's a tricky dynamic. I am very hopeful Freeman's going to figure out a way to calibrate this, and he has to, because if he doesn't, there's no way we're getting ahead. You just don't. You're not going to be able to get ahead doing what we're doing when other teams have 9 5-stars on one class. You can't. So, but Freeman knows the deal. Freeman knows what he's up against. And I'm going to tell you this. Anybody I've talked to that has access at the administrative level or in that social circle has told me Notre Dame is working on this. They realize what this is, and they are working and building out a more significant behind-the-scenes NIL structure, and they're trying. And in that regard, I think Pat's right, where Notre Dame's usually late to the table. If that's the case, I'd rather they be late than never show up at all, I guess.
I get what you're saying, but I think what how you're saying they're late to the table. They knew this was coming years before. They knew the avenues and the ways they were.
College football in general has been.
Yeah, but Pat
screwed by this.
Pat, the day that I came on this airwave 2 years ago or whatever it was, when the court system ruled NIL was legal, the next day I came on here and did an episode. And you know what I said? Notre Dame needs to have a meeting tomorrow to start putting together their package for this so that when it's active, we are not waiting. We are in the front of being modern. And I said, you need to figure out your entire structure, how you want to do this. Find your big money cigar smokers and get them and their network together and all that. All of that, I said that should have been done the day after the court system ruled this was going to be a thing.
Totally agree. And another thing, what kind of worries me is I think they knocked it out of the park with the hiring of Chancey Stuckey. And I think he's a hell of a coach. I think he's a hell of a recruiter. And they better do whatever they need to retain him. Because he is bringing in kids that Notre Dame just usually doesn't.
Yep, and they're developing too.
They're ready to play.
Hold on, John. Clarify the point. They are. They paid him. They paid him. They will pay him again.
Are you sure? You think the NFL comes calling next year, Pat? Notre Dame's just going to pony up like they did for the OC? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, good one.
For
Good
the
one.
OC. John,
Right?
to be honest, what really happened with that? Like, no, what really happened?
Oh,
with
if I knew, I'd let you know.
Did they really not?
If I knew, I'd let you know. Something went wrong. I got my own opinions that I got in trouble of, and everybody mad at me. So I'm
What, we're gonna talk about Ludwig now?
all I'm going to say is something went horribly wrong, and there was a miscommunication, a mistiming. Something went wrong. I'm not sure exactly where. Something got messed up. Let's just leave it at that.
Lord, I need more beer. We're talking about Ludwig.
It's funny to me at the level that Notre Dame, you know, their scholastics, their education, the program they run, their, you know, how many people they put in the NFL, that there could be a miscommunication with something that is this big of a deal.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Like Freeman's he's not toting around the OC that they want, you know, to the hockey games and put them out there on social media and all this other stuff, because, you know, that's just kind of what they do. They did that because they wanted him, you know.
Yeah.
And Jared, you know, I think, what is it, Jared Parker, you know, we'll see what he's we'll see what he's got, but I think they missed out huge on that OC.
Yeah,
and
it was unfortunate.
Alabama and those, if you look at all the big programs, these guys all have high-end offensive coordinators, high-end defensive coordinators. They do not just promote a tight ends coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a pivotal year.
No, I know. Yeah,
And
it's rough.
just, you know, I love Notre Dame, but the excuses and all these things, it's time to just stop it and start to just do what needs to be done. Because it's as simple as, if they wanted to do it, these things would just get done.
Yeah, I know. I hate feeling like a lot of times our own operation in some ways pulls against the benefit of Marcus Freeman and the football team. And I genuinely feel that. And it's a specific Notre Dame feeling that I just feel like they make it harder than it has to be sometimes. I don't understand why they don't realize that when the football program succeeds at an elite level, all of the university gets risen by that. Your donations go up. Your applications of people who want to send your kid there goes up. People are in a good mood. Like there's no downside.
Yeah.
You don't lose at all by winning. Like the football team being elite raises everything. I don't know. It feels harder than it has to be here. It just does.
And I just got one more thing.
Sure.
With related to Freeman. With what Freeman almost just did in his first recruiting class as the head coach, we better do everything that we can to keep him, because we just almost had the #1 class in the nation with Marcus Freeman as our head coach for 1 year. Just imagine you took the strings off of him, let him operate, you know, like almost any other head coach could operate. What Notre Dame could actually be. We'd be littered with 5 stars. I mean, we would get probably almost every kid that we wanted. I mean, it's crazy to think that if they just let him do his thing and operate like other coaches. And look, I get that Notre Dame, there's this allure of like, oh, you know, we do things a certain way and blah, blah. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if we want to really talk about winning national titles, you got to drop it. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Get
tough.
with it, or we're never going to be with a. Yeah,
I just
we're
think
never going to be with Ohio State. We're never going to be with Alabama and these other guys.
I think there's a way that you do this where it's just not over the top, and you do enough to be competitive, but nothing runs wild. Your degree doesn't lose its credentials. You know, like there's a way to do all this. I know for a fact there's academic types over at Notre Dame that literally resent the football program. They don't look at it as, this is us and I want it to be good. They look at it as like, damn these athletes for getting the attention when it should be about book learning. I know people over there that work there that look at it that way. You don't have everybody pulling in the same direction, and that's been a problem for a long time. I really appreciate your call, my friend. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one, man. I'm going to keep listening.
Beautiful. Give me a call again. Save the number. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, better.
Beautiful. I like hitting some new callers. We're hitting a good time here. All right. This guy's wanted to call drunk for an hour, so let's see what he has to say. And it's not Pat. He doesn't need to call.
I've been drunk for 3 hours.
All right.
That's right.
I like that. You've been working on that for an hour? That's right.
I've been working on that shit for a whole hour, John. Let's do this.
What's on your mind, man? I'm sorry I made you wait.
Hey,
What?
Who gives a shit about Diggs? Who gives a shit about Buckner? They're not here no more. Fuck them. We're on to the next guy.
Is that the official position of the university? You're the spokesman now? Is that it?
I am the freaking spokesman, and my basement says so.
Me too. What a coincidence. Yeah, that's great.
Hell yeah.
Wait.
Well, John, let's do this shit.
All right, now let me ask you this.
Show now.
All right, let me ask you this. What do you think when Buckner left? What was your initial thought? Was it that's fine, or was it this is for next year in 24? Be honest. What did you think when he left?
No, it's who gives a goddamn shit, because we got fucking Carr coming in. If we need a rental quarterback, we'll grab one for the year. Carr will start after
Dude,
that.
where's my beep button? Where's my beep button?
No shit. Hold on. Time out.
Go ahead, Pat.
What happens if Carr doesn't come in?
Who cares? Buckner can't throw. We've already proven it. It's fine. If for an option quarterback, good, great. Let's go. But for a quarterback,
but you're selling your future on what?
Wait, what's your argument, Pat?
My argument is that you're willing. What are you selling your future on? You're selling your future on a freshman quarterback in 2024.
All right, you guys argue about this while I go take a leak, and then I'll be back and we'll get to the rest of the calls. Yell at Pat.
This is
go
good.
for it.
Pat,
go. Break.
You're wasting your time. It's freaking pointless. Buckner will have 1 year left after that. Who gives a crap? Let's get the young guy in. Let's get some experience. Let's build on 2025 and on. We don't give a crap about 2024. You can hold your hand on your head. It doesn't matter, Pat. Let's do this.
What season? What season will 2024 be for Marcus Freeman? How many years? Let me ask it this way. How many years will Marcus Freeman be the head coach?
What season will 2024 be? That is season 3. It doesn't matter. Season 3 is usually the big one, but guess what, Pat? We're going in the right direction. We're going to do this thing.
All right, fine. We're going to do this thing. Notre Dame coaches, when do they win? Did you hear me?
When do they win, Pat? They usually
when do they win? What year? What year does Notre Dame coaches win?
We will get a rental quarterback for 1 more year, and Carr will get some experience. And by that time, we're going to show the millions and millions of the Notre Dame fans that we're back to glory again.
I did not realize I was talking to Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Big Jim Cotter. Dial the phone.
That's not Triple H. That's called The Rock. That is The Rock.
No.
And
you're just calling. Hey, Stone Cold 316 says. Go ahead.
Pat, you're kind of quiet on the phone though. When I'm trying to,
I'm waiting for you. I'm sorry.
Go
ahead.
That we are going to be just fine. Who gives a crap about Buckner? He's gone. Tommy Reese will be gone after
I
1
came
year.
I came back downstairs and he's saying the same thing. I came back downstairs. He's saying the same thing. Who gives a crap? Who cares about Buckner? What?
He did The Rock. He did The Rock. He did the
shit about Reese. He's not here no more. Neither is Buckner.
No.
Both throw interceptions galore. Let him lose to LSU.
Neither is a national.
Seriously.
Let him lose to everyone in the SEC.
Seriously. No, you guys need to just go somewhere and drink it off and just see who loses or who wins. However you two want to determine that battle, have a drink off. All right, let me ask you this, 574. Let me ask you this.
I'm drinking Crown. I'm not drinking Miller Lite. I'm a real man here. I'm a real Irish fan.
How many crowns?
I drank probably about half a handle of Crown tonight. I'm a real man. Real Apple Crown for the Green Irish Band. Let's go.
Let me ask you this, my friend. What's Notre Dame's record next year? What do you think we are 2023?
We're 10-2.
God, that's right up. I was hoping you drinking, you'd come up with
it's not
something
bad.
more wild. That's
I don't have a
completely
problem with that.
reasonable. It's
I don't have a
completely
problem with that.
reasonable, that 10 and
Yeah,
2.
it's totally reasonable.
It is. Yeah.
But it could be 11-1. It could be 11-1, but then once it gets to the bowl game, it'd be 11-2 or 10-3 because we'd probably go to a top tier bowl. And Pat is walking off because he knows the millions and millions of Irish fans are correct, and he's just disappointed.
Oh man, this is a riot, man. You guys are great. This is entertainment for sure. I'm just glad. You know what we need to do, man? Let me ask you this. I don't know if this is the best idea I've ever had or the worst. I think we just need to say now, after every game, I go live right when it ends, and we just do this every Saturday, right when the game ends. I don't know if everybody wants that or not, but we might.
Yeah, and you know what? You make sure that I am first on the line. Because if you're mad, I'm madder. I'm sitting here yelling at my TV. I'm throwing crap. I can knock chairs over.
I like it. You know what else I might do one of these times? Supply the link to this stream so that people could either call or use the link and come in like Pat. So if you wanted to chug on the air or break something if we lose, you could do it live. How about that?
I would let you watch me take some crap out of my garage, whip it down the driveway, throw some chairs in the neighbor's windows. I don't care. Hit a golf ball into the neighbor down the road. I'll let you see it.
And all this why? Just because Notre Dame did something dumb? I like it. I like it.
Yes. When they lost in 2012 in the national championship game, I damn near took my parents' couch, picked that fucking thing up, and threw it down their stairs.
I like your energy, my friend. I really do. So 574, you're local. Did you go to Blue and Gold, or do you not want to be in that weather?
Oh, I definitely didn't want to be in that weather, but I am right down the road.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's pretty much just a practice. So why would I want to see it? Usually that thing doesn't matter anyway.
I know why.
Gone.
Because if you went, you could have been drinking and hanging out with Pat and I all day. That's worth the cold weather. Give me a break.
I would have loved it. I could tell me and Pat would get along just fine. I could tell by the look on his face. He's ready to take me
this
and
is
whip
like
me through the crowd.
the look on his face is
guys.
about 14 beers in.
Yeah, you guys are outrageous. Anything else, my friend? I'm glad I got you on. I'm sorry I made you wait.
Right. I've been telling you to let me on here for 40 minutes because I was going to be your best call tonight. Let's see if the chat agrees that I was the best caller that you've had tonight.
Yeah, it's energetic for sure. And I think I might cut it up. You said some funny stuff. I might use some of it. You're doing great.
Hell, that is what I'm talking about, John. Let's make this our weekly thing, and we will entertain the fans.
Man, I'm telling you, it is fun. This is a whole different energy. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, I'll let you know when I'm going to be back in South Bend again. Let's go have a cold one.
Let's do this thing.
Beautiful. Listen, man.
I'm the go caller from Drunk Vigo. I appreciate you. Let's go.
There you go. Wait, you're the Drunk Vigo?
No, I'm not the Drunk Vigo. I'm your chat, man.
I was gonna say.
That's right. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You've only drank 4 Miller Lights. That's disrespectful. If you're a real Irish fan, you would bust out your bottle of Crown Apple and chug it. Let's go, Pat.
Oh,
okay.
man.
All right, hold on.
What?
There's
12
Miller Lights. There's 12 Miller Lights. And my mother texted me and she said, "Don't chug a beer."
What's with our moms tonight? Why are we both got our moms involved?
You know what? I want my dad. I seriously, Jim, big
Your
Jim.
mother, you shouldn't listen to your mother. You're old now. Come on, Pat. Someone gave you $100, $100 for the chug. Be a man, Pat.
No.
Here.
The nice thing about that is they gave Jesus Christ. They gave.
Okay.
We're on the
All
phone,
right, my friend.
We're on
Get
the
back
phone
to
with
that
Rick.
crown,
We're on
will
the
ya?
phone with Ric
Get
Flair
back to the
now.
crown.
Let's do it.
No,
Ric Flair.
I gotta
Do
no.
it,
I feel the responsibility to separate you and Pat, even from the airwaves. I feel like this is a dangerous match.
Mom, can you please have Dad call in?
All right, my friend, have another crown. You were by far the most energetic caller of the night. Thank you very much.
He's also giving rock bottoms to everybody that walks past him right now.
Oh my God, this is getting out of hand. Hey, Pat, I got another guy on the line.
Patrick Joseph.
Patrick
Joseph.
Hey, guys, what is up? I thought I was bombed, but listening to that caller, geez, I need to take down a few more. Wow, that was great. I need to catch up with that.
I'm telling you, this is an adventure. And you know what I've noticed? We're talking less and less about the actual football now. People just want to have fun. People just want to have fun. It's been a long week, Craig. It's been a long Notre Dame week.
It's Craig. It's Craig. They just want to see me drink.
I know, right? Well, you know me. I have my list. I have a few things to say about football. Could I give some shout-outs first?
Absolutely.
First of all, to you, Sacco, Adam Dowling, Pat Cotter. What's up, Pat? Good to see you again.
Asshole? Who's that?
Angela Rudiger. She's got the greatest
yoga pants.
She's
got the yoga pants, right? Okay.
That's fantastic. Andrew, baby on the way.
God, anybody else? Anybody else on the list? We got them all here.
You just hit for the cycle.
Yeah. Mr. Tim Kennedy, Mr. Always Irish, and Mrs. Kennedy. Hello.
Wow.
Nick Dean and his wife, Phil Haig. Good to meet him at the tailgate. So shout out to everybody. But let's get to football. I think that all these players leaving and coaches and that sort of thing, to me, it feels like a cleansing, starting with Reese and Buckner. So I didn't lose any sleep over that. I think it was a good thing that they're gone. I think that the longer that we get into this, we're getting into the Freeman era. I think that's a positive thing. I want to ask you about your take about CJ Carr, him being the recruiting workhorse that he is. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you always love when you have a guy that's going to recruit that well, like on behalf of the class. And then they're also not bound by any of the limitations that a coaching staff is as far as communications. They can do whatever they want. That is a beautiful asset. I remember a couple of years ago when Blake Fisher was doing that work in that recruiting class, and kind of was doing a lot of that social media stuff. So a couple things, Craig. Number one is thanks for the kind words. Number two is when you got a guy doing that, it's a big deal. It makes me feel good because I'm thinking if this guy wasn't sure he wanted to come to Notre Dame, the last thing he'd be doing is recruiting on social media for Notre Dame. So that gives me some comfort with that. And the other thing is, Craig, if I want any guy to build relationships in a class and do all that building, I want it to be the quarterback. I absolutely love that the quarterback is the one doing that. It's supposed to be the leader of your team anyways. So I love that. They just need to make sure absolutely nothing dumb happens and the guy ends up here. That's what they need to do.
Well, I've also noticed that he's not only recruiting wide receivers, but in offensive linemen, but the defense as well. So to me, like he showed to me he's a true Notre Dame ND hype guy. So I like that. That's exciting. I saw this guy G Bank 5 on here saying that CJ Carr shouldn't be starting and that we should get a transfer in for him. I don't know if he hasn't seen CJ Carr's film or what, but the film with CJ Carr's
Now wait.
fantastic. So,
This is something I'm glad you brought this up. I wanted to revisit it with Pat too. Pat, you seem to be shaking your head a little bit when we were discussing the concept of Carr coming in and being able to take the reins as a true freshman. You seem to react like you didn't think that was very realistic. So if you don't think that's realistic, then is it Minchie for a year and then those two guys compete the year after? Or do you go get another transfer guy and then we're on our third one in a handful of years? So then what's the angle then?
There's no more transfer. There's no more transfer.
So then who does it? Minchie for a year, then those two compete the next?
Well, they compete from the start. They compete for 4 years.
But why are you shaking your head like it was so crazy that Carr could come in there and throw the ball around as a freshman and be fine at it? You didn't like that. I could tell in your face.
Oh, it's not that I don't like that. It's just the fact of the way it is. You need that. You can't continue to bring a Band-Aid into this. You have to develop your quarterback from inside the program. It's just all it is. USC is going to go through this problem next year. Caleb Williams is going to go to the NFL. And what happens? They don't got shit behind them.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
then, G-Bank is saying, do you remember Clausen's first year? I do as well, but he also had a dumpster of a roster. He had poop as a roster. He had no offensive line that could keep him from dying every single play. Like, that was the bad thing with that. That guy didn't even have a chance to succeed. Anybody playing for Notre Dame now is going to end up in a 100% better spot right away with the talent. That Clausen team, I felt so bad for that guy. He was like a rag doll getting thrown all over.
George O'Leary.
Craig? Yeah, I want to say that I have to agree with Pat that we have to stop with the transfers after Hartman, because Hartman's going to be amazing. I'm excited about him, but after Hartman, we have to stop with the transfers, let Carr and Minchie duke it out. But everything that I've seen with CJ and his film and all of that, I just believe that he's going to beat Minchie out. And I'm predicting a national championship in Carr's second year of starting. So that's my prediction right there.
Man, you have been drinking, haven't you, Craig? Look at you getting you look at you putting yourself out there. You've been drinking tonight in South Bend, haven't you?
That's
a little long.
I really believe that. I believed it before I poured that first vodka. So,
Craig, let me ask you. Craig, let me ask you a real question here. Oh, look at this. We got double Rudiger action. I got Angela Rudiger here, and I got Michael Rudiger here. We got them all here. It's good to have.
I know. I just got yelled at about talking about Rudy's yoga pants. So
yeah, you guys need to grow up a little bit, okay? Talking about those yoga pants. Craig, let me ask you a question. You're a longtime Notre Dame guy, South Bend local guy, seen it all. You're a cerebral thinker. Let me ask you this. In your mind and your heart, what is the biggest difference you've seen between the Freeman era and the Kelly era? Where's the big difference? What's the biggest thing you've noticed?
The big difference is, to me, embracing Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman reached out to Lou Holtz. To me, that is probably the best thing that he could have done. Lou Holtz obviously was the last coach that won a national championship. Lou Holtz is inspiring, a lot of respect. Marcus Freeman is making an effort to embrace all of it, and to me, that is going to get him to a level higher than what Kelly was able to get to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, Craig, a place like Notre Dame, with all the history and the romanticism and the stories and everything that goes into it, and the religion and the values and all of it, I just think that kind of stuff matters a lot here. I just think it's a bigger deal here because it's just such a unique thing.
More, John, more. It matters more here. It matters more. It matters more because it's all institutionalized. It's all about how you relate to people. And Brian Kelly never once in his life tried to relate to somebody at Notre Dame. He just oh, hey, Eric Hansen, write a bad article about the university because they're not building me a stadium. Oh, wait, they just built me a $2 billion stadium. Write another terrible article. That's Brian Kelly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I agree with that. I will add that, it's more challenging today than it was back when Lou Holtz was the coach. But if there's one guy that can overcome the new challenges with NIL and the money being thrown around, I have all confidence in Marcus Freeman.
Man, I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about all these new challenges, the modern challenges, the ways people are kind of scooting around the rules. If you didn't have a guy with Marcus's energy and relentless nature on the recruiting trail, you would have no shot to even stay close to the pack. And so it's a miracle that we do have a guy that operates that way and requires all the other staff to recruit hard too. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting next year. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just kidding. Can we actually talk about what Marcus does and the effort he puts into it? And Brian Kelly would be on the golf course right now. He'd be in Europe because, well, he'd be in South Africa right now because the sun be up, and just because so he could play golf. That's what he'd do. That's what he would do. He had no interest. He had no interest in recruiting. Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
Yep. Yeah. Checked out. That was
checked
it.
Checked out.
Well,
Tommy Reese.
But wait. Then it's going to be, but what about the good recruiting at LSU? Blah, blah, blah. Totally different. That is not the same thing. You're not able to just look at that and say that was this. No, totally different thing.
I remember. Hey, John, I remember Aaron Lynch and Stefan Tuitt.
Yeah.
That's went down there. That's why he
but
went down
there.
He doesn't
That's
have to
where.
Yeah.
DJ Carter recruited more than Brian Kelly did when Brian Kelly was here.
Yeah. What were you yelling about, Pat?
I was gonna say, if you go back and you remember Brian Kelly was a hard-nosed recruiter his first 3 years. Hard-nosed. Stefan Tuitt, Aaron Lynch. You remember that class? Those guys were ballers. Those were the best players in the country, and he got them. Why did he get them? Because he worked his balls off. You know what he stopped doing? He stopped working his balls off. Why? Because it took effort. He took Notre Dame to the BCS in 2012. He gave up. He's like, I'm gonna go interview with the Eagles. I'm gonna interview with the Eagles.
Yeah,
but I don't care anymore.
Wait.
And then John, he rode the easy train for 10 more years.
But why would you do that? Why would you go on cruise control for 10 years not really happy? Like, why would you do that? 10 years is a long time. Like, to just ride it out and not like the people there. I don't even think Kelly likes Notre Dame fans, or half of us. I don't think he does. I think he resents it in a way.
I mean, do you want my honest reaction?
No.
Because he's a piece of shit.
I just don't think he loved Notre Dame. He didn't love Notre
Dame.
Dame.
He didn't. He never bought it.
He loved the job and he loved the prestige. He loved the job and the prestige that came with being Notre Dame's coach. I do not feel that he loved Notre Dame the way we love Notre Dame.
Never one day.
You didn't feel it. You didn't feel it with the guy. I never felt it. Even when things were good, I didn't feel it.
Never
and it
one day in
bothers
his
me.
life.
All the guys who went in Notre Dame, you knew they loved the place. They knew it wasn't about them or their ego. It was about the dome first. Those are the people who wins there.
Bingo.
Caller got it.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Craig, you're like,
I don't know how
Craig, you're like the most calm person I know. The fact that you're the caller who got me yelling tonight is a little upsetting because you were like steady Eddie, calming me down all the time. And then you got me going, man. Thank you.
Yeah, John. Yeah, I'm the guy that says, okay, let's think about this first. Let's think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know, Craig.
Craig, you're like, Craig, you're 100%.
So I want to finish with this.
Okay.
I want to say yes. Let's go live after